Hi everyone, I am Honey, the virtual assistant of Dr. Anshuman Shukla, principal medical writer, and owner of this channel, Guiding Resource Hub. Today we will learn about the basics of regulatory medical writing. The main responsibility of a regulatory writer is to produce documents that comply with the regulations of the health authorities. These documents should comply with the appropriate guidance and be fit for purpose, which means that they should communicate the necessary information in a manner that is accurate, transparent, and clear to the audience for whom they are intended, including reviewers at the health authorities, investigators, members of ethics committees, etc. Regulatory writers in the modern era have instant and complete access to practically all the required guidelines governing these documents. However, there is relatively little available in the open on how these recommendations should be used and interpreted in actual practice. Medical writing books typically focus on research articles and other forms of medical communications rather than regulatory writing. As a result, while the fundamental abilities necessary for regulatory writing are likely to remain stable, the specifics may shift as the regulatory landscape develops. This video on medical writing is an effort to address the lack of resources on the topic and supply regulatory writers with valuable information. Because of the variety of regulatory writing, this video only covers the most common sorts of documents encountered by newcomers to the area. Most entry-level regulatory writers will be tasked with creating a clinical study report or CSR at some time in their employment. Being able to recognize when guidance should be taken at face value and when it is necessary to diverge from the language of the guidance to promote clarity and readability is an important talent for any regulatory writer to possess. Additionally, writers may also have to work on the protocol at some point in their profession. Regardless of its obvious significance, writing regulations has its own set of obstacles and opportunities due to the wide range of stakeholders involved and the lack of detailed recommendations. The investigator's brochure or IB serves several objectives and can be read by a wide range of people, just like the procedure. Including data from all phases of drug research, from preliminary tests to ongoing clinical trials, the IB must be updated annually. Given that an IB update should be concise, it could be difficult to coordinate input from so many different sources. It's not enough to merely add new information when updating. The writer should also function as a facilitator and arbitrator in a group discussion about which pieces of information should be kept and why. Ultimately, drug development serves to secure a medicine's market release. The Common Technical Document or CTD is the backbone of any approval procedure, and so any discussion of regulatory writing would be lacking without mentioning it. CTD. This document serves as glue that connects the many pieces of drug development paperwork, including preclinical and clinical, already in circulation. It also includes specialized summary documents and a discussion of the data. It is not always simple to convince the teams, for example, not to put too much specific data in the overview. Thus, regulatory writers will often have to make judgment calls about what is appropriate content for the clinical overview and what should be included in the summaries. Regulators would do well to familiarize themselves with the principles of good clinical practice, GCP, which have spread throughout all phases of clinical research. One must be familiar with the ICH and its unified purpose in addition to the specific requirements. The process of trying to extract useful information from these can be laborious and erratic. The approval of a new drug is based in large part on the risk-benefit analysis performed on the drug. Considering that safety reporting is predicated mostly on the examination of adverse events, it is significantly more consistent than efficacy reporting. Over the past 2 decades, there have been significant shifts in how safety information is reported, as well as how drugs are approved and how clinical trials are carried out. Now that we are well into the ICH era, adverse event reporting must make use of the Medical Dictionary for Regulatory Activities, MedDRA. It is intended that the papers in this collection would provide regulatory writers, especially those just starting out, with some helpful guidance. Nonetheless, this will not be enough. To write effectively for regulatory purposes requires more than just following the rules. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe Guiding Resource Hub for more such informative and helpful videos.